Dawn paints the mangroves in strokes of liquid gold and rose. From the labyrinth of shadows, a pair of brilliant red legs steps into the light. Here, where the forest floor is a tangle of interlaced roots and the air itself tastes of salt and decay, a gray-cowled wood-rail begins its day. It moves with a deliberate, measured grace, its long toes spreading wide over the damp, gnarled bark. A nearby fiddler crab freezes, a tiny statue in the emerging light. This is the master of the margins, a creature perfectly sculpted for a life lived on the edge of two worlds. And we will follow it through the turn of a single tide to understand the secrets of its survival. Its plumage is a study in subtle elegance. A cool gray hood, like a monk's cowl, gives the bird its name, flowing into a warm, rufous neck and breast. Its back is a muted olive brown, its belly a soft buff. But it is the flashes of color that truly define it. Those glossy coral red legs, the piercing red of its iris, and a sturdy greenish-yellow bill tipped with a touch of lemon. Every color is a signal, a message to a mate, a warning to a rival. This rail is a resident of the neotropical wetlands, its range stretching from the humid forests of Central America deep into the vast river basins of South America. It is a creature of the fringe, hugging the protective cover of mangrove swamps, the overgrown edges of marshes, and the shaded banks of slow-moving streams. It is so adaptable it may even be found patrolling a flooded rice field or a quiet village ditch, a testament to its resilience. The key to its mastery of this treacherous terrain lies in its feet. The long, slender toes are unwebbed, yet they function like perfect snowshoes, distributing the bird's weight so it can walk across soft mud and mats of floating vegetation without sinking. On a slick, algae-covered root, they curl and grip with precision. The bird moves with a distinctive, high-stepping gait, its tail flicking with every movement, its head tilting to catch the faintest sound or ripple in the water. Rails, as a family, are famed for their secrecy, for melting into the reeds like ghosts. Yet this one can be surprisingly bold, often strolling in the open in daylight, especially in areas where humans are a calm, predictable presence. When startled, its first instinct is not to fly. It would rather sprint, a blur of red legs and sleek feathers, using its remarkable body shape to its advantage. This is the first of its incredible adaptations. Its body is laterally compressed, meaning it is flattened from side to side. When faced with a dense wall of reeds, it simply turns sideways and slips through the narrowest of gaps, a feat impossible for most other birds of its size. Flight is a last resort, a short, low, fluttering burst, to cross a channel, saving precious energy and keeping it beneath the canopy, safe from the searching eyes of hawks and herons. A subtle ripple in the shallows betrays a crab. The rail's head angles, its bill striking with surgical precision. It carries the crab to a hard root, cracking the shell with a few sharp taps before deftly extracting the tender meat. It is an opportunistic omnivore, its diet shifting with the tide and the season. It probes the leaf litter for fallen berries and insects, sips nectar from flowers, and snatches tiny fish from the water's edge. This bird is a creature of habit, often returning to the same favored foraging spots at nearly the same hour each day. In a world where our coastlines are constantly shifting, where storms test our shorelines with increasing fury, this bird's world is a vital barometer. The mangroves it calls home are our first line of defense, their tangled roots blunting the power of waves and sheltering a staggering diversity of life. To safeguard these forests is to protect the future of the gray-cowled wood-rail, and in doing so, to protect our own. As the morning sun climbs higher, the swamp cracks open with sound. A border is drawn where no fence could ever stand. From deep within the sawgrass, a sharp, rhythmic call erupts, a rolling, wooden cackle that seems to bounce off the water. Before it fades, an answer comes from a nearby thicket, perfectly timed, creating a single, unified performance. This is the second remarkable fact about the wood-rail. It defends its territory not with claws or beaks, but with a powerful antiphonal duet. The male and female, often a monogamous pair that stays together for years, trade phrases with such breathtaking precision that it sounds like one bird with two voices. These dawn and dusk choruses are a daily declaration, a sonic fence that proclaims this particular patch of mud and root belongs to them. The calls are complex, a language of their own, shifting from loud, ringing clucks to rapid, laughing chuckles. The moment a neighboring pair dares to answer, the tempo tightens, the pitch drops, and the message becomes unmistakably aggressive. If an intruder presses closer, the calls are joined by a visual display. Tails flick high, wings are lowered, and the bird may burst into a fast, intimidating sprint along the water's edge. Who needs physical conflict when your voice can mark your boundaries so clearly? Once the rival retreats, the duet softens again, reinforcing the powerful bond that allows the pair to operate as a single, coordinated unit. This vocal strategy is so effective that the birds can hold the same territory season after season, raising family after family in their protected domain. Today, this unique voice helps us listen to the health of the entire ecosystem. Scientists place small audio recorders in these remote wetlands, using artificial intelligence to sort the chorus of the swamp. The loud, clear call of a gray-cowled wood-rail is a sign of a thriving habitat. Its silence is a warning. Deep within the pair's territory, hidden from the world, is a marvel of engineering. Picture a platform of woven reeds and twigs floating just above the dark, tannin-stained water. This is the third of the wood-rail's secrets, a floating nest. The parents build it together, anchoring it to mangrove roots or sturdy reeds, but leaving it free to rise and fall with the daily tides. This clever design keeps the eggs safe from most ground predators and prevents the nest from being drowned by a sudden surge of water. Both parents share the duty of incubation, a quiet relay that lasts about 3 weeks. One bird will settle over the clutch of 3 to 7 speckled eggs, while the other forages nearby, never straying too far. The changeover is swift and silent, communicated with a soft cluck and a flick of the tail. Then the eggs hatch, and the fourth incredible fact is revealed. The chicks emerge covered in a down of jet-black feathers, their eyes wide open. They are precocial, meaning they are born in an advanced state, ready to face the world. Within hours of hatching, they are already tottering on comically oversized feet. Soon after, they scramble off the nest platform and into the water, paddling instinctively, as if they were born for it. They follow their parents through the disorienting maze of roots and reflections, guided by soft contact calls. The adults are tender and efficient, catching tiny insects and dipping them in water before offering them bill to bill. If danger, like a prowling snake or a wading heron, appears, a single sharp note sends the chicks scattering. They flatten themselves into the shadows, their black down providing perfect camouflage against the dark mud, or they slip underwater for a few heartbeats, surfacing silently beneath a raft of floating ferns. Their huge feet, which looked so awkward at first, now give them instant stability on the most precarious of surfaces. As our day with the rail draws to a close, a late afternoon rain begins to fall, turning the swamp into a single, dark mirror. The bird stands at a river bend, unfazed. It plucks a beetle from a leaf, then tilts its head to swallow a ripe berry. And in that simple act, we witness its fifth and perhaps most vital role. The gray-cowled wood-rail is a gardener, a quiet mover of life. The seeds it consumes travel with it, eventually deposited in a new patch of wet soil, ready to sprout. It keeps insect populations in check and prunes the numbers of snails and crabs. It is a stitcher, weaving the wetland together with every step it takes. This bird is not currently listed as endangered, but its fate is inextricably tied to the health of these fragile ecosystems. Where wetlands are drained for development or choked with pollution, the rail's vibrant call falls silent. But where we make the effort to restore marshlands and protect mangrove forests, it is often one of the first species to return, its red legs once again striding confidently through the roots. It is a pulse, a living indicator of our success or failure to live in balance with the wild. From its snowshoe feet and compressed body to its fence of sound and its floating nursery, every aspect of this bird is a masterclass in adaptation. It is a symbol of resilience, a creature that thrives on the very edge of things. What we have witnessed today is more than just the life of a single bird. It is a story of how life finds a way to flourish in the most challenging and beautiful of places. Which of this bird's incredible traits or survival strategies did you find the most fascinating? Was it the way it slips through the reeds, its powerful vocal duets, or its fearless swimming chicks? Share your thoughts in the comments below.